Another question from Ennis, from Maeve. What is the current status of the redesign and refurbishment of the Pathology Department in Ennis for the Blood Sciences project?
Yeah, and I know Maeve had already raised that with me, and I've spoken to estates about it on a number of occasions. So that was part of the Blood Sciences project, but the original plan was that I suppose it would all be centralised onto the UHL site. However, that thinking has changed now, and Ennis will be part of that, and the Pathology Department there will be expanded. Clodagh Hanratty has been tasked to look at that in terms of how we can move forward on that. So that's going to happen, but it's just how it's going to happen, or how we're going to do it. Clodagh is going to manage that.
Okay. A question from Croom. They want to know if the new OPD for Croom Hospital is going ahead, and if so, at what stage is it at?
Okay, so it's not really at any stage at the moment. There is a plan to we know that the outpatients at Croom needs to be done. It wasn't part of the original plan with the new theatres and the additional ward. But there, Joe Hoare is hoping to have a capital submission done and submitted by next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to you then, Lorraine. Just on this is in relation to clerical officers. Is there any date set for the advertising of clerical officer grade 3 panel for the group? A lot of staff have advised that the Community Health Organisation have recently run a clerical officer panel, and staff are applying for these positions for job security, especially if the staff are agency staff and they have no visibility of any local competition.
So a campaign is actually being launched. I'm not sure of my dates, but I think it was perhaps today. There's a closing date in the next couple of weeks for a grade 3 campaign, and it is a national campaign, but it'll be run by county. So you'll be selecting if you want to work in Limerick, Tipperary or Clare. So that's a good news story that has actually kicked off. And we'll actually promote it. We were talking about it this morning ourselves in HR, so we'll be able to promote that and let people know about how they can apply.
Okay, and a follow-on question which is linked. Are clerical officer grade 3 staff that are currently employed with the group on SPC contracts required to apply for the new clerical grades 3 competition when it is advertised to secure a permanent role?
Yeah, I think, again, I think it probably is best, again, you'd have to look at everybody's specific, their specific contract, but I think it probably would be best if people would apply. If they need any advice, and maybe they can contact us in HR or one of the HR business managers just to guide them.
Okay, thanks, Lorraine. I have another question from Mary in Ennis. I wonder, is there any plan to have a staff health and wellbeing hub in Ennis? Cardiac rehab could be jazzed up and could be a multi-purpose area for safe gatherings and study days post-COVID. A dedicated area for staff would be very welcome. And actually, just before we came in, I caught up with Suzanne Dunn, and she let me know that there was a health and wellbeing steering group meeting that happened yesterday. And in that, the Ennis team agreed to submit a plan for a centre. So Suzanne has advised that they need to just have a look at the guidelines and put in 3 quotes. So they look at that through the health and wellbeing budget, which is great news. Okay. I have a question here from Michelle in UHL. There's been some media coverage lately in relation to the elective hospital for the region. Has there been any progress made to secure this?
No, there's been no progress to date, but we did speak to the Minister when he came down a few weeks ago and told him that we do need a hospital for our scheduled patients here, because obviously there's huge waiting lists now after COVID, but also as part of our escalation plan, we cancel scheduled care once unscheduled care becomes really busy. So we have made that submission to the Minister. We also raised it nationally through our own channels up into acute hospitals. And when the specialist team came down there 2 weeks ago, we also raised it with them, and we have submitted as part of our longer term plan as well to that team.
Okay. Thanks. Just a reminder that the Q&A is available if you want to submit any questions. It's still open. We've got another question from Joe in Ennis. Is there any update on the security review for the group?
So I don't have an update on security review at the minute. I know that the new general manager in the OSD directorate is undertaking that review. but I don't have an update other than that at the moment, Joe.